whoever's leading these people has embraced less of the Norse traditions than you might have expected.
Which actually makes this a good interface for the rest of, let's call it the Far Norse society.
Do we have Nis on the map?
No, you guys don't really know where you are in the world, so to speak. So no, I have not put it on the map.
Okay.
You can estimate that you are northeast of Telgar, but
Telgar or Kars?
Or Lodash?
Lodash.
Okay.
You're northeast of Lodash.
Okay.
Well, the answer is we're northeast of all of them. It's just how far northeast.
Right. And you know that there's an island chain that goes from the mainland, branching off just north of Lodash and running easterly. And you're on one of those islands out there. I don't know that you know which one even.
I've forgotten. Do we know what time it is?
It's in the morning.
Okay, let me rephrase my question. How accurate is timekeeping?
That's right. Oh, it's not. It's not. People don't have a watch. Although you've noticed lately that Wes has been looking at his wrist unusually.
Often. I'm looking at the sky.
Man, I'm missing that chronometer, man. So my thought process was we could, if we had semi-accurate timekeeping, figure out how far north we are by when the sun goes down.
It's true. If you had like a sextant or what's that other instrument? I forget what it's called.
No, I mean even just, last night in Kars the sun went down at 6. Today up here the sun went down at 5. We're
skill.
Yeah. Well, that's also.
I mean, that's assuming that the world is round, and
that is also true.
But I know it's not.
But even the ancient Egyptians knew the world was round.
Well, we are not in ancient Egypt. We are in a different place, and this place could be flat.
It could.
How does Wes know that it's not round?
Now he's guessing it's not round based upon the moon firing planet.
Oh, that's right, the moon. That's right.
But Wes does have 42% in astronomy. That's why he may not recognize these constellations. He can start looking at them for patterns.
True. Oh my God, I didn't think about that.
God dang, you're so smart.
Power player.
Okay. Yeah, alright. I'll give you that. Power player, I mean.
Typical Munchkin.
No, it's true. So there is a moon that orbits, and there's another one that kind of goes up and down, and that's kind of a dead giveaway, because that's just weird. Yeah, okay. Alright.
And Wes does know, well actually Dylan knows, that planet is in a certain general location from the galactic center.
True. That's also true.
Oh, that's right. I forgot we have all those abilities too. I should look at that.
Does Raymond, was he in the party
I don't. Raymond, do you remember going to the ice planet?
No.
Then no, he
before
wasn't.
my time.
Okay.
That's when that all happened.
Okay. So, yes, Brian, all the above is true.
Oh, how close do the Forerunners look like elves? Now that I've seen both.
Not really.
Okay.
The Forerunners are not elves. But, I mean, let me put it this way. The Forerunners look as much like humans as the Forerunners look like elves.
Oh, okay.
Well, the one you met.
True. The one you met.
One. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, all right. So, yeah. Yeah. What is Wes going to do?
Yes, what is Wes going to do? Oh. For now, he is just going to look at the star patterns and try to generalize how the rotation is and that kind of stuff. So that in the future, if we have to travel, he can do so by the stars.
Okay. All right. So I might add, Raymond, that most people in your era wore a wrist device, which was a monitor, basically.
Right.
And it might feel a little bit uncomfortable that you don't have that, because it's like communicates with medical services and monitors your vitals, and it's a communication device. It's like your cell phone, only on steroids.
Yep.
So, yeah, you might notice Wes rubbing his wrist from time to time. Like, all right.
I just noticed I have check marks on my Far Horizon sheet.
So do I.
Well, you'll have to find a place where you can sit down and think about that.
Oh, they're on like listen and scan, so. But I have one in swim that might be really useful.
Yes. Sooner than later, perhaps.
Uh-huh.
Oh, goodness. All right. So, oh, God. Yeah, okay, so here we are. The morning has come. You've woken up and made your way down to the common room.
And everybody's talking about crops and
Yeah.
which means that there's been no like major heinous crime nearby, which is good.
Yep. Those moisture vaporators better be repaired by midday. Be hell to pay.
But I wanted to figure out where Tashi Station was. So I could go hang out with my other friends. Well, I guess the first thing I'm going to do is eat.
Sure.
What is the delicacy for breakfast?
Oatmeal.
Ooh. Is there anything
Raisins.
in me? Oh, raisins. There we go.
Really?
Grapes. Sure.
Can't be that far north if they've got grapes. Unless they trade for them, of course.
Pretty sure the Vikings had grapes, made wine.
Yeah, but the Viking era was also...
Plundered.
Well, no, but it was warmer during the Viking era than it is currently. So you could grow grapes in southern Norway, if I remember correctly.
Oh, interesting. I hadn't realized that. That may well be. In any case, yes, they have grapes at different reasons.
I shall enjoy this meal that Lorath has seen fit to provide for me.
You're not sure Lorath
Are you going native?
anymore.
I will bless the food appropriately and eat my breakfast.
Okay. Yeah, that's
and
right.
look at Wes Funny for that going native comment.
So strictly speaking, neither of you know that the other has.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I'm looking at it funny.
All right.
It's like it's oatmeal. I eat oatmeal every morning. The grapes are nice. So if you know, I'm just going to eat for a little bit and listen.
Okay. Yeah, nobody's talking about anything substantial. When are you taking your sheep up to the high range? Oh, I don't know, later in the, maybe we'll get around to it.
Wonderful. All right, y'all can talk now about it.
We're also trying to figure out what we're trying to do.
This version of the end feels better than like the other version of the end.
More comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other end started out this way though.
Did it? Or was it weird the whole time and we just didn't notice?
It started out this way, and then it got weird.
Like everything we touch.
Ah, it's awesome.
Like, so what does it mean that shit like that exists?
Stuff like what?
Like the elf boy and the weird inn.
You know, many sages believe that there are dozens, maybe hundreds of worlds that exist in parallel with each other.
And that time is like a river. And every time you step out of it, it diverts somewhere else.
That all sounds absolutely batshit insane, except that, guess we just did that, right?
Mm-hmm. It appears that way.
So is that like, do we have to worry that was like Thor magic, or like? It didn't feel good, right? So it's not like Laura did that, so that's like more of a evil thing?
Well, you could sort of think about it the same way as if you wore a different set of clothes.
Once more than once.
Right?
Right.
You know, when from time to time, I have the opportunity to get a new set of vestments. In fact, I just did, because I converted, switched departments from Math to Lorath. And when you do that, the new clothes feel uncomfortable, right? Or the new shoes feel uncomfortable till you break them in.
But we just need to stay there.
That's either good nor bad.
It just is.
Basically, it's not a perfect parallel, of course, but it'll do the job. All right. Anyway, after breakfast, I am going to walk through the village and try to get a sense of what's where. Because right now I only know where 3 things are, and the wharf is kind of easy.
Yeah. Well, it's right there. The Isle of Dungeon.
Wharf is on the bridge where he usually
But
is.
I know where the wharf is. I know where the watchtower is with the 2 of them. I know where the broken anchor is. Where are the rest of these buildings?
Mostly houses.
Right.
And, there's a few shops. There's like a tanner and, so let's see, we got an inn, we need a tannery, we got the wharf, what do we need? We need a potter, we need a blacksmith. That's probably at the end on the left.
You don't have to tell me where everything is. I just want to know what's available.
Yeah, so there's a blacksmith, there's a potter.
So in the future, when I say I want to go to the blacksmith, I know where I need to go. That's all I'm looking at. As I do this, I'm going to talk to people, offer minor blessings. If there are people that need healing, I can do a little hokey pokey as necessary. Just generate a little bit of goodwill towards Laura, kind of thing.
Sure.
If somebody mentions ears, pillaging, or whatnot, my ears will pick up, and I'll try to get some details, because that's what Nai's doing.
Okay. There's no discussion of raiders at the moment. The village does seem to be fairly prosperous.
And I will end my trip at one of the watchtowers.
Right?
Because if anybody will know what chicanery is going on the outskirts, it'll be the guard.
That's true.
By the way, guys, I have a plan. If this town is really prosperous, we just wait right here, and eventually Mad Eye will show up.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or some other raider will, and we'll get on the path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll know Mad Eye and be friends with him or something.
Alright, well, so while Raymond is on a walkabout run, what are you going to do? And or Wes?
I want to do what I had started to do in the other version. I'll go kind of talk to the kids that are fishing, see if I have a little better luck in communicating with them, and play around with that.
Go down to the wharf.
Yeah.
You go down to the wharf and kind of hang out, see what's going on. All right. Hey, remember that kid that you met?
Yeah.
So there was maybe a necklace or something that kid was wearing that
me.
I resist the urge to steal it from him, and I will be. I don't know, maybe talk about fishing there. Ask how the fish are doing today or something like that. Just make some small talk.
You want to know how the fish are doing?
Yeah, don't you talk to them?
I don't talk to things I eat.
I do.
Why would
and
you
I look
talk
down
to
at
something
him.
that you eat?
People talk to people talk to like cows and sheep all the time. What are you talking about?
You're weird.
I'm gonna push him into the sea.
We don't eat the ones we give names to.
Mm-hmm.
That would be like eating your words. That's wrong.
Yeah, I never do that, thankfully. I'm gonna go and stand there and start naming all the fish.
Is there a hilltop nearby other than the one way up top where we came from?
Sure.
Wes wants to go hang out at the hilltop. I'm guessing Hjalmar go with him.
Okay.
Just want to like keep a scan on the horizon and feel the sun on my face and the wind through my hair and meditate upon the changes that have occurred to me internally.
Okay. Alright. Strange new world. And a scary one at that, I might add. Because this is not, not what it seems.
Right.
Okay. Well, time goes by. You're at the watchtower, Raymond. I don't know if Brent is still on the docks or not.
If I see other people wandering around, I'm going to stay at the docks and keep watch for boats that might be coming and going. But I'll try not to be acting super interested. Just I can sit here at the docks and enjoy myself, but keep an eye out for sales or anything.
Okay. Well, the fishing boats go out, and the fishing boats will come back in.
Sure.
Towards end of day. Did you want to do something at the tower, Raymond? No?
Would you want to unmute yourself and then do something at the tower?
Alright, so Wes, Emerald is looking at you kind of strangely.
Wes will probably wink at her and then just in general ignore her. Unless she tries to communicate with him.
Well, you can tell that she knows that you're different.
I'll put my finger to my lips. Shh. Oh, and I'm going to try Unseen on her. It's a cloaking spell, level 3, mentalism.
Okay.
It says one object. Does she count as an object?
She's not an object.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
All right. Let's get rid of that. Oh, that was the wrong thing. Sorry about that. There we go. That's what I wanted. I don't know why that's so loud. Sorry, give me 1 second. There we go. Okay. So yeah, you're different. So yeah, she doesn't communicate so much in words, rather feelings.
Yep, uh-huh.
And she's a little bit apprehensive, actually.
Oh.
It's kind of like you get, yeah, she's apprehensive.
He'll try to be soothing. Pet her down the neck, under her chin, that kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, you get the sense that she's not sure how she feels about this. Like, I kind of know you, but kind of not. It's like, how did that happen?
Yeah, I'm not too sure about it myself.
Okay. Well then. So, what are you going to do from there?
Well, once it gets midday, everybody's going to go back to the... I'll assume everybody's going back to the inn for lunch. And
Okay.
we'll do so.
Yes. All right. I think Raymond's back. Did you want to do something at the tower?
Basically, talk to people, treat injuries, and just listen.
Okay. So, town's pretty quiet, right? There aren't a lot of people coming in with injuries to be dealt with. Maybe later in the day, people come in off the fields and, people come in from fishing. There may be some things to deal with, but, yeah, just kind of wandering around in the morning here. Not a lot has happened. In terms of talking to people, it's really just small talk and kind of be,
And that's fine.
pleasant, right? Unless you've got something specific.
No, I'm going to start steering things tomorrow.
Okay.
Or this afternoon.
Yeah. So midday rolls
You know, if
around.
you immediately walk in somewhere and start asking questions, people pay attention. But if you walk in and you listen for a little while and you make small talk and then you steer the conversation, they're not as attentive to it. So,
Okay. So you return to the inn around midday for lunch. The others are there. Ew. Raymond, roll a percentile for me, please.
sure. Just a regular old boring percentile.
Yeah.
Right. Ah. Sorry. That's not what I want. That's weird. Okay, 28.
Okay.
The graphic, by the way, just showed me rolling the tens digit.
Yes. Ryan, give me a percentile roll, please.
$23.
Okay, you'll notice that Emerald is eyeing Raymond.
Does she seem apprehensive of him?
Not so much apprehensive, but rather she's kind of in a predator mode.
Oh, seek him! Okay, I'll take notice of that.
Okay, yeah, so she's like in a raft, up in the rafters, and you've probably seen her do this with mice and such, where she just kind of stares at them for a while before she pounces on them.
Is her tail swishing back and forth? Down low? Swish, swish.
Yeah,
Swish, swish.
yeah. The little needly thing is. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wes will mention to Raymond that, hey, Raymond, you may want to keep your eyes open and point up at her. She's acting kind of strange.
Okay.
Alright.
So you can make a scan roll, Raymond.
I could do that.
Oh, is she invisible again?
Of course she is. I would expect nothing less. Oops. Yep, just regular success.
Okay, you don't see her. But, Wes, when you tell Raymond that Emerald is paying attention, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
get sort of an odd sensation from her. Like, he's not one of us. You shouldn't, yeah, you should be cautious. Yes. That's the sense that it kind of comes down to.
Okay. But he is one of us. He's been with us for some time.
Smells all wrong. It doesn't mean he smells wrong, but he's different.
Different how?
Roll percentile.
That's where I get. There you are. 32.
Okay, not bad. You get a complex series of emotions that seem to convey an idea, but it's just outside your grasp. But she's very clear about how he's different, or she seems to think she is.
Is this a recent change?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Do I notice anything different about him?
Oh, winter. Let's see. So to your question, I don't know. Do you have insight, human lore, or psychology?
Oh. I do have psychology and comparative cultures.
Roll a percentile.
And I have a little bit of human lore.
Yeah, psychology is going to supersede human lore.
Okay. The comparative culture is much higher.
Yeah, but that's on a sociological level.
Okay. So I missed my psychology.
Okay. But Raymond, I believe you also probably has some psych. You might want to roll that as well.
Hold on. This whole managing two character sheet's hard.
You should merge them.
I do. Look at that. I have psychology. But not today.
Okay. Oh, life is normal. Everything's good. All right. The midday meal passes otherwise uneventfully.
So that punk kid called me weird. In both worlds.
Now, isn't that strange? I mean,
Yeah,
weird.
it's the strangest thing.
a reputation in multiple universes?
I mean, reputation seems. I don't have a better word for it, but I don't like that one.
I think I'm going to chuckle and say I'm sorry to hear that.
How long do we wait for a boat to come through to go keeping this pursuit up?
There aren't any boats out on the wharf right now, right?
Well, there's no big ones. And by big, I mean there aren't any merchant ships.
Okay.
But there are fishing boats and even a few sort of smallish sailing boats, sailboats.
Still not what we're looking for, fortunately.
Mm-hmm. What do we do about this?
I think not knowing the answer after 6 hours is not something to panic about.
Yeah, but we sat around for like a whole day in the other one, so I feel like it's been like 2 days of this. So maybe it's not panic, but it could be boredom, and
we don't want to see Brent when he's bored.
Something idle hands.
Idle hands or Ford's playground?
I think he's threatening somebody.
Something like that.
Maybe we should just hire you to be Wes's bodyguard. That'll give you something to do.
Actually, I've got something that I can show Runt. Do you want to go back? Grab your dagger.
This sounds frightening.
I very promptly produce a throwing knife.
No, the other one.
So, pull out the elven dagger.
Mm-hmm. Let's go out back behind the inn.
All right.
And Wes is going to start to show him some...
I did this, I got mugged.
for some techniques in combat training with a dagger.
All right. What is your dagger?
My dagger, after all the percents, is at 96.
Okay. And where are you at? What?
Well, this is not necessarily dagger skill so much as combat training with the dagger.
Oh.
Yes.
So that's going to go to your martial arts skill then. Okay.
just be like, I don't understand what you're trying to. Oh God, my ribs.
Yeah. So what's your unarmed combat skill, Brian?
My unarmed
Yeah.
is 56.
Okay.
There's an actual combat training skill that has an effect.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, but that applies to.
Only specific weapons, one of which I have is daggers.
Maybe I have to look that skill up. Give me a sec.
Essentially, for every 10% of skill he has with it, gives him a plus to his attack and a minus to their defense. It's minuscule, but it's different.
Yeah, it's like a martial arts, I think. Let me find it. Sure, we got this right. There it is. Hey, combat training, right?
Yes.
Combat training. Alright, so combat training is the difference between armed forces and an unruly mob. Personnel with such training have learned to mesh with the requirements of being part of a disciplined combat team, submerging their individualism in the discipline of the service, and developing required combat skills until they are dependable reflexes. What's your percent in this?
Mine is 49.
Okay. Ability to instruct others to his level of expertise with any weapon, combat tactic that he's learned himself. With chosen group of weapons, these form the nucleus of the subsequent arms specialization. And you chose daggers?
Daggers is one of mine, yes. I've got 4.
Okay. If he prefers basic knowledge of a variety of weapons in addition to those developed to a high degree. Okay, so a bonus of 1% per expertise level in all attacks, and -1 from attacks directed against him. Okay. 4% advantage to it. Alright, so yeah, this is kind of like martial arts. You roll it in session with the normal attack, and if it's successful, you generate the bonuses here. And those bonuses are a subtraction, an offense and a defense bonus against otherwise untrained opponents. Okay?
Yep.
Alright, so you begin. So, Runt, roll a percentile for me. Wow. Okay. So you grasp trying to show you. And it has everything to do with techniques of fighting individually or in a group, and how to coordinate your own activities with those around you to make for a more efficient and effective team. They, of course, can be applied individually against unschooled opponents. Basically, what this means is, as you develop this, if you choose to develop this line of knowledge, those that aren't schooled in a similar knowledge fight at a disadvantage against you. And you have certain advantages over them as well. So it's, in that sense, it's kind of like martial arts. Mm-hmm. Or how martial arts is applied. So, if you wish, you may begin combat training with a specialization in knives.
That sounds neat.
It is kind of neat.
I will be. I guess I will ask, Wes, I never really took you for the type to shiv someone.
I'm not. But
I know you are. Sorry.
Sometimes someone needs to be shivved.
Well, it's not just about shivving. It's about taking advantage of your opponent.
Okay, well, I mean, you are a noble, so I suppose I could see being trained in taking advantage of people.
And in life or death situations, that's important.
So here's where I'm a little curious to hear about this, Wes. We've been traveling together for like 2 fucking years now. Where'd this come from?
The same place as that solar power generator.
Oh my God.
That's pretty badass, Wes. Like, that means your other memories were pretty scary, dude.
Now that you mention it, yes, but he's been calmed down and adjusted over time.
Been calmed down.
He's got other skills that are not nearly this dangerous. I just thought you would be interested in this one.
Oh, yeah. No, I definitely think that we can put this to use. I mean, if you're interested in teaching, I'd definitely like to learn. This kind of I guess I will switch and I'll just ask in Corellian and say, at what point do we ask ourselves if this is, gosh, I guess the word I'd probably use is unholy.
there is a Carillion word for unholy. That takes your meaning.
Yeah. My take on it is that these other skills are just that, skills. It's what you do with them that makes them holy or not.
Oh, I should ask, Brian, what is your Carillion
43.
percentage? Okay. So, you guys are probably assured in communicating.
So I think the part that's notable there, especially with getting a response to Runt, is that Wes had not previously communicated in Carillion.
That's true.
And so now that's 2 new things that Wes has picked up very recently. And just kind of give him a smile I pat you on the back because I don't want to make any sudden movements to you, or I'll probably get taken down. So, if we could continue this, that'd be great.
Absolutely. Glad to help.
I guess either spend some time doing that or go back into the inn, whichever way that team wants to go.
You spend some time working through some of the techniques for the introductory pieces of it. Cool. Yes, all mobile infantry go through combat training. Okay. The afternoon has worn on a bit. Around 4 o'clock or so, you'll start seeing sailing boats, the fishing boats coming back in.
I will walk down to the wharf and see what the catch is.
Fish!
Well, yeah.
Largely unnamed, but fish.
The generic fish, like tilapia.
No. There are no tilapia in these oceans.
No, but I'm just a bland generic fish.
I'm sure there's salmon and maybe some tuna. What else did they catch up there? Mackerel. If anybody did anything ordinary. No, pretty average day. So, yeah, average Atlantic type fishes. Halibut, tunas, salmon.
I will minister as needed. I will purchase a small amount of fish.
Okay.
And I will take it to the inn with me as a gift to the innkeep.
Yeah, he will certainly appreciate that. When you say a small amount, what does that really mean?
It means I don't have a whole lot of money.
Okay, well, silver pieces,
Couple
feeds
silvers.
1 person a day, so 2 people is...
Couple of silvers.
Okay, so, alright. Very good. He's certainly happy to receive the offering, and I'm sure there were some people who had been injured. for your administrations.
So any news from out on the waves? Any ship sightings? Any Kraken out there?
No. Actually, well, no, I already wrote that. There's nothing interesting. So no.
Okay.
No.
I can do the same at the guard shacks because the guard shacks are right there, the 2 watchtowers.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you were here most of the day. You didn't see anything that they didn't see. So.
But they said that if I came back later in the day, there might be people coming back from patrols that were injured or whatnot.
Patrols?
Blessing of Lorath. Yeah, that's what you said.
I meant fishing. The fishing boats going out and coming back.
Well, I'm taking care of that then.
Yeah, it's the Isle of Ness. They don't really send patrols out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm fast forward to dinner. I don't know what you all want to do.
Anything, Wes?
Just play nice with Runt.
Yeah. Okay.
So, gentlemen, I don't know what your impressions are, but my impression is this is a sleepy little town.
Yes.
Sure.
So, I'm not sure if waiting here is the right thing to do.
It's not. We need to get out of here.
That's kind of my thought. But I don't know what direction to go.
Or how to get there.
I'm guessing that if we take this road north of town, we're going to go somewhere. I just don't know where.
On the island.
Well, yeah.
Raymond, did you know Brilliant earlier?
You mean prior to my revelation?
Yes. No. Okay. So, it might occur to you that Run speaks Carillion. You heard him.
Oh, that's right. I've heard him.
Yeah, and you would recognize now what that is.
Okay. And I heard Alexander speak it as well. Not that that matters so much.
And you've heard him speak other things too. In fact, I think Runt has used some other languages too. But yes.
Yeah, but I don't recognize that one because he used Korean, if I remember correctly.
You do remember correctly.
So.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I know French and English.
Although you might recognize it as an Oriental language, even though you don't understand it. It's like, today if I heard Cantonese or Mandarin, while I might not know the difference between them, I would know that it's an Asian language.
Right.
Or coming from the Orient. So you would recognize that too. And the same goes for you, Wes. That you've heard Run, and I think Alexander too, speaking in languages that you both now can place culturally, whether you know it or not, know the specific language.
Oh, okay.
Right. Well, just like German, if someone was speaking German, you would know that that's probably German, not French.
Right.
I don't know the words, but I know what German sounds like.
Yes, exactly. Sorry, I interrupted. Sorry.
So, from through the north, right? Because yeah.
Yes.
So the problem is I can't figure out how to ask the geography questions I want to ask without making it screamingly obvious that not only are we not from around here, but we're like real weirdos and not from around here.
You're pretty sure that everybody knows that you're not around here.
Yeah, that part I know. But
and I think you also got the impression from Thurmond that Dun Easton here is probably the most established village on the island of Nis.
okay. So just going north and seeing what happens probably would not be productive.
That's a relative sort of question, but
Well, yeah. I mean, if we're looking for trouble, we'll find it. That's kind of the way things work. But
yeah, I think it depends on what your goal is.
None of us actually have sailing skills.
You're much closer to your destination, but it seems further away somehow.
Some respects, yeah. If I had a grav belt and I could get some height, that would really be useful.
That's right, contravs.
And I am going to say that.
Look at you like, sure, I guess.
Wes will just take a side look at him. What?
You're missing the point.
I know the point, but
okay.
Run's point is that I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I'm curious what language you were actually using to say that.
Where I would probably use the Corellian word for grav belt.
Okay.
That would certainly change the response.
That was the point. I was doing the rest of this in common, but I was using the Corellian word for grav belt.
Yes, that would definitely just be some side eye.
I do have a quick question. Does either Raymond or Wes have needle gun as
yes.
You do? You dog.
I actually, Needler is one of my better weapon skills.
So it suddenly occurs to you that back at the villa, there's a broken needler.
Yeah, well, that's not very helpful at the moment, is it? I mean, I have electrical skills too, and there's a frickin' solar panel back there.
Okay. Interesting. Might be more interesting as to how the frick did a needle gun get here, let alone a solar panel. But yeah.
Again, those are questions for another day, because they're not really useful right now. Good questions, though.
Oh, and by the way, neither of you recognize the language on the either the solar panel or the needler.
Okay.
Just saying. Yeah.
I'm very multilinguistic, too.
Rest assured.
All sorts of
recognize that language. I'm sorry, I interjected at
No, dear. I'm kind of at a loss. So we can't if we're on the major island at Nis. I think I'm going to go to the innkeep and I'm just going to ask. We're trying to make some plans. Would you happen to have a map of the islands?
He looks at you quizzically. A map? No. For
Okay.
what purpose?
Yes.
What does anyone need a map for around here?
If I wanted to go to a bigger settlement than Eiston, where would I go?
Well, I suppose that depends on what you mean. So, Tusk is lord of these lands here, both Tuskar and Nist. Tuskar is further west, I'm sorry, east. But if you wanted to go back toward the mainland, then you go back to Rothsay.
Don't particularly want to go back to the mainland. Too many people looking for me there.
Maybe you could hire one of the fishermen to sail you over to Tusk.
Well, that was my next question. So thank you for that. Definitely
He
definitely a
looks
next
at
step.
you like.
Yeah, well, there's no way to ask this question without getting that look. So, are any of the fishermen eating here, or are they eating elsewhere?
No, toward the evening, there's lots of people in here.
Right. So
I don't know what time you're actually asking this question.
Probably
there you go.
Around dinner time, because that's when I was here. So
tons of people in here.
I'm gonna go back to my companions and say, apparently the next larger settlement is close enough that the boats here can take someone there. So it would seem that the next logical step might be to charter someone to schlep us over to the next island. God, I wish I knew Yiddish. That would be cool. Thoughts?
Sounds like a plan.
I mean, what we're looking for certainly isn't here, so I don't see any reason to really stick around and wait. Unless we think we're going to just get lucky and we can just park ourselves and shows up.
While Lorath may certainly smile on us, I've learned it's better not to rely on that. Relying on the blessings of the gods smacks of arrogance.
Sure. I mean, I think I've heard that, Sylvanas helps those who help themselves.
Something like that. Alright, so I've forgotten which one of us is more suave and debonair. Is it me or you, Wes?
I'm pretty good with the words.
You want to,
Oh, no, I get us in trouble every time.
You have been our talker.
Okay. I will... Is there any of the sailors here that I recognize? Because I've been at the wharf.
I'm sure you've seen everyone here.
Alright. I'm going to pick a captain at random, probably one of the larger ships.
Okay.
I will approach them, offer to buy them a drink. Excuse me. And basically talk for a bit, and then ask if we could book passage on their ship to the east.
Sure, but and I mean, that wouldn't be cheap. We'd have to take a day off sailing or fishing to.
Understood. Define not cheap.
Well, at least a day's catch plus trouble. So
trouble. Okay. And I'm sorry, I'm not originally from a fishing town. How much is a day's catch?
Oh, well, for us, he gives you a number. I'm not sure yet.
Okay. Are we talking tens of silver or hundreds of silver?
No, it's going to be in silver. And that's a good question. So, how much fish does a fishing ship catch in a fisherman's day? Good question. Well, I'm uncertain. And the price of the fish is probably not as high here as it is elsewhere, because this is the origin point. They've got a lot of it. Yep, that's a great question. I suspect that within the party there are the resources to passage. But honestly, offhand, I don't know how much that would be. I'd have to think about it. I doubt that the boat is going out and getting a full boatload every day, because that would inundate the village with fish.
Right.
Probably isn't the case.
So,
It's not like there's a market and he's selling it.
is there value in a trip to the big city? I mean, what if you went and you got, I mean, obviously, I don't know the economics of fishing, so this could be completely off track. But if you went out and you did a half day's worth of fishing, like on the way, and you sold those fish in, I forgot the name of the town already. Does that have value?
Yeah, so the better approach would be to take fish that we've already collected here, rather than spending time on sailing over to fish. We just take what we have currently here, fish that's been cured already, and sail it over. So yeah, we could do that. That might mitigate your cost. Yeah, I could get behind that.
Okay.
So then it's just passage cost. Yeah, we could manage that. I think we could take a load over early instead of later. We can manage that, I think. Probably take us a day or so to get things organized and packed up for shipment.
What I figured.
So yeah, sure.
So early morning the day after tomorrow.
Yes.
And just to, as a token of our goodwill and commitment, here's a down payment, and I'll toss in 5 silver.
Okay. Yeah, I would expect, I think I've got details on transit cost, passengers. I can look it up later.
Okay, that's fine.
But yeah, it's in silvers. It's not hundreds of gold or anything.
As long as we're talking tens of silver, we're good. Once we go over that, it gets a little iffy, but we'll figure it out. So,
okay.
All right. I'll go back and tell people we have passage morning of the day after tomorrow.
I mean, we basically have spent a whole week here.
Can't be helped. I mean, we could go tomorrow, but it would cost 10 times as much.
Then.
So, try to stay out of trouble tomorrow.
Okay.
feels like being back in home, but there is nothing to do.
Well, we could go exploring a little bit. There's nothing saying we can't do that.
I mean, there are like elf ruins, right?
Hopefully.
Okay. The evening goes by, otherwise uneventfully. Morning comes, and you want to make your way up to the ruins? Is that what I've heard?
That's what Brent wants to do.
Oh,
No, I'm just belly aching.
I'm okay with it. Wes, what do you think?
It would be interesting. My concern would be with what the elf had said.
Which was?
Not to be messing with stuff we don't know anything about.
It was basically get off my lawn.
Yeah, well.
He did kind of say that, didn't he?
He did kind of say that.
And,
On the other hand,
would-
if we don't let Brent do something,
oh no, well, it would be problematic if we got arrested before we needed to sail out. So, or swapped to a different island. Are we sure we're in the right one? Actually, a better question is, and I'll look very pointedly at both of them. Are we sure that the right people came back after we crossed over?
That is interesting.
Run. Emerald is in agreement with Run.
Which is even worse.
yeah, because Brent's about to get a familiar. Well, if Emerald's throwing shade at me and Emerald's throwing shade at Wes,
Clearly, I'm the only one that can be trusted. I guess I'll ask Raymond. So, when did you have a memory of? I know you used the Corellian word for the grab belt.
I'm sorry, what?
When did you have a memory that told you what a grab belt is?
Oh, honestly, it was just a random comment.
Yeah, but it's a random comment that says a lot.
Random comment of the wrong kind.
I mean, was I wrong?
I don't know because I don't know what that is. And you didn't speak that before. So both of you have all of a sudden shown a whole lot more as right after we came over from the other side. So I'm not entirely sure that you're actually my compatriots that I traveled with.
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, all of us have had visions from time to time.
Mm-hmm. That's why I asked, when did you have this vision that told you whatever a grab belt is?
When was it exactly?
It was after the four guys came down with the rifles in the back of the
Oh, I'll say
wagon.
that. After, probably say soldiers, came through town. With the
Muskets.
projectile weapons. They didn't have a horse and cart, right?
They did.
It wasn't a vehicle.
No.
Yeah, when they came through town with the projectile weapons.
And what did you remember?
It was weird. It wasn't a specific incident. It was a lot more like a curtain had been lifted. So in the past, when we've had these visions, we've gone unconscious, and there's this one particular, which I did not do this time actually. There's one particular skill that we pick up. And this time, there's a whole bunch of different things. Skills and memories and almost like there was another person in there.
That doesn't fill me with confidence that my friend actually came back with me.
And I get that. When we get back to Karsk, I intend to have a long conversation with the High Priestess. To wrap my own head around it. All I can tell you is, if the parallel world analog of me came back, and I was still stuck there, I would not remember Telgar and Hamlet and Lady Tamara, and the fact that I have that gigantic map tapestry sitting in Telgar waiting for me.
Not necessarily, because just like we're having memories of someone else, what if they had memories of us? And they're just drawing on the memories that they had of the other side.
Then that implies that we're the same person.
Does it?
Intuitively, Raymond, that makes a lot more sense. That these are not separate entities. It's the same.
Yeah, it does. I just wasn't going to get there as a freebie.
Well, I mean, what if it's just a devil on the other side watching and reaching through, and they collected enough that they needed to switch places? Just like they were trying to steal our teeth, they were taking our memories too along the way, and they finally collected enough that they could pretend to be us when they had the opportunity because we crossed over.
So, Raymond, Wes, you can both roll your psychology.
Do I want to?
I don't know.
Rut's crazy.
Not successful.
Oh, sad. Nope, closer, but
Okay.
I rolled off the odd 6. That was the worst part.
All right.
Unfortunately, I could do this in another person. But the results are known only to me, and that's not going. So what I'm trying to say in character is I have detect evil, but it tells me whether something is evil or not, and that's not going to solve your problem.
Sure.
what would convince me?
Those are good questions that I don't have answers to. Because if it is something from beyond the pale, crossing over, impersonating us, trying to, I don't know, do whatever the evil shit is that they try to do, ultimately, it'll probably be pretty convincing, right?
I can tell you, my first thought was very similar to yours. So I respect that.
Have I ever been able to kind of like feel that org chart?
What?
From the temple?
You mean from the temple?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, within your quote-unquote division.
But what about like my direct report? Is it only a downward-facing look, not an upward-facing look?
Well, you asked about the org chart, right? So
Sure, but
you can
org
see,
chart ultimately goes up as well.
right? But okay, so yes, you can see the individual that, and that's actually Raymond.
Okay. That's the point that I'm asking is,
Right.
Okay.
can I reach out to the org chart and look for Raymond to
I
see
see.
if it is actually Raymond?
Okay, I wasn't hearing all of that earlier. Go ahead and roll percentile.
I'm good at those. Just not good enough. 53.
Yeah, not good enough. So you know that it's there. You can sort of feel it, but it feels distant.
I'm going to go ahead and say that. And I'm going to just say, well, the surefire way would be that if you still felt attached to the temple. And right now, that feels a little far away.
Well, physically it is far away.
Sure, but you're right there. Well, you were supposed to be right there.
Right, but even if you go through that system, you have to connect to the home office, and the home office has to connect to me. Right?
Now, if I was a demon, that's exactly what I'd be saying.
And let's be
I didn't
honest.
have to connect to the home office when I was in Karst looking for candidates.
But you did.
And I was able to kind of feel them.
Well, you know, to some extent, in the short run, it doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? It matters if I can trust you or not.
Well, how much trusting me do you have to do right now? I mean, we're
A
both...
fucking lot if you're a devil.
If Mad Eye dies, if we're all working together to deal with Mad Eye, setting aside everything else, does it matter?
Yeah. Accomplishing good through evil is still bad.
Ooh, what's a philosopher?
When did that happen?
It's literally what I've been struggling with forever.
And now they want my teeth.
And if you were Raymond, you would know that that's the kind of stuff I've been talking about for a while.
That's
and
true.
I'm going to put my hand on my knife.
I'm going to shrug, and I will say, look, I'm trying to figure it out just as much as you are. And I'm going to turn around and walk away.
Okay.
struggling with that.
A blood test. You can do a blood test. Remember, the thing, John Carpenter's thing?
I think ultimately at the moment, Runt is going to assume that with my suspicion, a demon wouldn't want to turn its back to me. But Raymond would trust me enough to do it.
But a really smart demon would know that you know that.
That's always possible, yes. But I also don't really know how smart demons are.
Oh, they're super smart. You know that. They're demons after all.
We've kind of kicked a couple, to the curb, so they can't be that great, right?
Yeah, but those aren't the kind of possessed people.
Yeah, they aren't the kind that are after your teeth either.
I'm helping. Not helping. What are you gonna do?
I think I'm going to walk away also, and I'm going to go up to where we came in, and I'm going to just kind of look around there, like the portal that we came through.
Okay.
I'm going to hike back up in there.
It's evening, right? This is the evening conversation.
Yes, I'm assuming.
You're gonna go up there by yourself in the middle of the night. So you get partway out of town. I don't know if you took a lantern or not. It's dark.
No, I'm dumb. And angry. Yeah, probably just get part way out of town, realize that this isn't great. How far away was it out to the portal?
Half day. Up into the mountain.
Probably just be real stubborn about it and try to find a place to camp out here about it. Not trust them enough to go back and sleep at the inn by them. Where they can steal my teeth in my sleep.
Okay. So coyote camping out here. Alright. Alright.
All right, Alexander.
Okay, so back at the inn, west, you'll see follow Raymond out, but then turn north. I suspect Raymond went toward the water. You gonna do anything?
I'll go out on the porch and I'll ask Emerald to go follow Runt.
Okay.
And I'll keep an eye down south. That's where Raymond went, right? Down south?
Yep. Okay.
And just keep him in sight. So when he starts to go around that building, I'll go down to the building to look her down. Just try to keep him in sight.
Alright. going, Raymond?
How late is it? Probably just walk down to the wharf.
Okay. Wes is following you.
I haven't been on the bridge in a while.
Okay. Right, you're there. So Raymond wanders down to the wharf, followed by Wes. And Brett, you can roll a percentile. What's your scan?
My scan is 89, so that is a special.
Okay. You will see Emerald in a tree above you, looking down at you.
I will make a gesture like I'm offering scritches.
Okay, she'll come down. Roll another percentile.
49.
Okay. She kind of makes little cooing sound as you scratch her chin. Not like a cat, but not unlike a cat either.
Sure.
In a sense, I suppose.
I will idly talk to Emerald about not knowing if I can trust both of them.
Okay. Roll another percentile.
24.
Okay. It occurs to you that Emerald thinks that she's very wise, and that, yes, you feel sort of plural, different but same is the sense that you're getting from her.
Different but same. Doesn't tell me if I can trust them or not. I'm just gonna spend that time talking with her about it.
Okay. So, yeah, she's not going to jab you. Okay. All right. She'll hang out with you. So, back at the wharf. You West follow Raymond to the water. Just kind of hanging out on the wharf there, out for the water.
I'll hang back at the building line.
Okay. Okay. Got anything, Raymond?
No, I'm not doing anything. So,
All right.
in fact, if I see Wes following me, I'll probably stop and let him catch up.
Okay. He's holding a torch. If you look over your shoulder, you'll probably see him. So, there he is.
I'll wait for him to catch up.
Okay.
Okay, I'll catch up.
There we are. Standing at the wharf, looking out over the water. Holding a oil-dipped cloth rag torch. You hear the creak of fishing boats.
What phase is the moon? And which one?
Well, that's true. I suppose it does have a phase, doesn't it? Because yeah, so we go through phases. Yeah. I don't know. It is currently an 8 out of 20 for fullness. So, waxing.
Okay. Did the Forerunner lady give us her name?
Yeah.
Was it something like Salune?
No.
Okay, good.
Maliki.
Oh, that's right, Malik. Oh, that's right. Does Wes know about the goddess Maliki?
Of course.
He is going to be tumbling those thoughts around in his head.
Okay.
Now, she's not currently worshipped, correct? Or was she missing from the old Lorathian pantheon piece that we saw?
That is correct.
Okay.
But yes, she is present in the pantheon you are aware of.
Okay, I'll bring that up to Raymond. If he had noticed that Maliki, who's in our current pantheon, was not listed in the pantheon in the underwater temple. Or represented.
That's interesting. I'd not noticed that before. So then, were there gods in the pantheon in the temple, underwater temple, that were not in the current pantheon?
Maliki is the only one.
No, but Maliki was old but not new. Is there any that are new but not old?
No, she is new, not old.
Right, I have that backwards.
Yeah. But the reverse is still a decent question.
Right.
There were no missing deities in the pantheon aside from Maliki.
So Sylvanas killed Maliki. Got it. Boy, when Yalmar gets here...
Ooh.
Ooh-wee.
You know Raymond.
Oh. I've met him, yeah.
Remember when I asked the elf about the Forerunners?
I do.
I actually met a Forerunner, and her name was Maliki.
That's certainly interesting.
Yes, and there was an ancient war between her peoples, of which she's apparently the only survivor on her side.
So if that's the case, it would be possible that she took sanctuary here, and being someone of vast technological knowledge would be powerful, assuming that she had access to some of her materials.
She also had psychic powers as well.
So maybe that's what the Forbidden Lands are, is some sort of high-tech paradise, utopia, whatever you want to call it.
There's definitely a tie in there, because that's where all the technology stuff's coming from, right?
Right. Ford.
You mean the Valley of the Ancients?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bruce has been itching to pull out White Plume Mountains. I think we should let him. And in fact, the more that we have these visions, the more connected we are with, let's call them our technology selves.
You're
Which means
pretty
we
sure
might be uniquely suited.
that there aren't going to be any more visions.
Yeah, but I don't know if he knows that.
Oh, I think so. You're integrated at this point.
Yeah, but I don't know he is.
Oh, all right. Okay.
So that's why I'm phrasing it that way.
I see. Illuminated. Sorry, we should use the word illuminated.
Illuminated. That's right. We have our third eye open.
That's right.
So then we might be better suited than most to explore the Valley of the Ancients.
Definitely.
I'm thinking math is actually a computer.
I know three-dimensional calculus.
There's actually a Stellaris event where you find a long-forgotten colony that is ruled by an oracle, and eventually you discover that it's not an oracle, it's an oracle computer.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. That's a Star Trek episode.
Right. It's just
Landrew.
Oh,
the brand name
yes.
was Oracle. So.
Oh god, it sounds like paranoia too.
Oh, you could absolutely do that as a paranoia thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah. So, I do think that we need to spend some effort reassuring Runt, though.
Yeah, he's freaking.
Yeah, I can't blame him. I would too. Hell, I did too.
Oh, your phobia against pliers.
Yes, phobia against power tools, that could be a problem.
I see Aiden.
Yes. Hi. Sorry it took me so long to get back.
Yeah, I know winning is so tragic.
No, that's the worst part. I thought that's how it worked. I thought like, hey, you if you lose, you get to go. So I was gonna go, try it out, have fun, meet the people, get my butt handed to me, and then go home. But it didn't work that way. You play the whole time, and they count up how many wins you had, and I lost every game. So
Yeah.
it was quite horrible. But the guy who won ended up giving me, they won a box of like packs, and they opened them all, grabbed the good cards, and then he gave me all the rest. So it's kind of like I won. So
Oh, cool.
Which game was it?
yeah, it's Star Wars Unlimited. It just came out like a month ago or 2 months ago. Yeah, so that was really nice, and the people there are really cool. So I'm glad I went. I'm just sorry that it did that to the game. I did not mean for that to happen. I apologize.
That's quite alright.
It's okay. We're all just letting Bruce make us all paranoid about each other.
And it sounded kind of like it. I was a little interested in what this paranoia thing was about.
There's a game called Paranoia.
Oh.
It is the computer players against each other.
The governing principle of the game is that the sole survivor gets to write the incident report.
Oh, yeah.
And so then you can explain why you were forced to kill everybody else in the party because they're all traitors.
Yeah. They were trying to kill me, so I killed them back.
Right. So yeah, we're still in the same place. We have booked passage to the big city.
A big city.
A big city. And that is big city relatively speaking. And we're leaving basically in 24 hours.
Awesome. I'm stoked.
Let's see.
Let's go get this guy.
Brunt is convinced that Wes and I are
Raymond
demons from another dimension. And Emerald thinks there's something weird about us.
Emerald does?
Yeah.
I mean, you were probably privy to some of those conversations, and ultimately it was Wes and Raymond acting a little weird, and they knew a little bit more than they did, and I basically accused them of not being our friends that came back with us when we crossed over.
Yeah, I'm with Ren.
I knew you would be.
Run is really good at convincing. However, it's Emerald that takes the cake. That's what makes it 100% Run's right. Emerald's not wrong about this. No way. She's too smart.
Yeah, but Emerald's also not... Emerald they're different, but the same. Literally what she just said. And is uneasy, but not hostile. Right? So, yeah.
Okay, well that makes me feel a little bit better. But
it's complicated.
Yeah, you're correct. That is complicated. Now I'm nervous.
Yeah, right?
I understand what you mean, Run. This is peculiar.
Because they started, like, Wes showed me combat maneuvers that Wes didn't know before, and then he acknowledged or spoke Corellian, and then...
Wait, but we already knew he learned that one, right?
No, I didn't speak Corellian
He
before.
doesn't know languages.
He had not spoken in Corellian, but he understood that he knew Corellian now.
Ooh.
Or did we have a conversation in Corellian last time?
Nope.
I do remember. Okay.
Okay.
Somebody had a conversation in Corellian.
I didn't think that Wes had spilled the beans. It felt to me like Wes's previous personality kicking in and being more paranoid and not letting things slip. But and then,
so could that be the thing when we went through the barrier? They just kept more of their old self.
That is what I don't know. Well, some of the paranoia that Runt was throwing out there, and then Raymond also threw out a Corellian word, and it was just like I don't trust any of you. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Tricky, right?
Mm-hmm. Little stump. Might sleep with my weapon.
Mm-hmm. So, actually, to that point,
I probably already do, honestly.
Runt left and did not stay at the inn and is basically camping on the island.
Wes and Raymond were cool with that?
Wes and Raymond don't know about that.
Oh, you snuck out. So I don't know about that either.
He broke curfew.
I didn't sneak out. I did kind of storm off.
Oh, yeah, maybe you just never came back.
Correct.
Ah,
That is the one.
see, that sounds more like Runt. Okay.
I did say I was going to go check out the portal we came through to see if I could find any evidence of, I don't know, whatever the fuck I was ranting about at the time. But after I got far enough, it's like, oh, that's far away. And then I just didn't do it.
Should have come and got me.
Do not trust.
Well, I'm not that bad.
I don't know if you came through either.
Well, she had no problem with me.
I don't know that. I can't talk to her.
Oh, fair. Yeah, how did you get that information in the first place?
I was talking to her, and she basically, like, what, nodded, agreed, disagreed sort of thing.
Okay. I don't have anything in particular I think I can do about any of that. Everyone's gaining skills and learning things, and that's quite outside of my barrier of understanding. I don't even think Hjalmar's passed out yet. And I definitely hasn't.
Raymond and Wes were just talking on the docks.
Yep.
Hey, so what are we doing?
I'm walking the docks for a little bit, and then I'm going to bed.
Okay. Sounds good. So morning's gonna come around. The boat will be ready to go tomorrow morning.
So, before I go to bed, I want to cast a spell. Look at that. Actual roleplay. I may actually cast this twice. I'm going to cast Location 1, which is only a range of 100 feet, which is really annoying. But it says it gives the direction and distance to any specific object or place that the caster is familiar with or had described in detail. So I'm looking for either one of the leaf keys or one of the altars.
Interesting. Neither. Oh, wait. Let's see. You see none of the above.
Okay. It was a long shot, but
That's a good call.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to get the mana back overnight anyway, assuming Runt doesn't kill me in my sleep, so...
Alright, morning comes. You're still alive. Well, run. You're still alive.
I'm camping outside, so.
Yep, okay, you're still alive. Right, morning comes.
Morning comes. I go get breakfast.
Okay. Are you coming in for breakfast, Runt?
Yes.
Okay. So everybody's there for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I forgot, y'all get individual rooms?
I don't think so, but I don't know for sure, actually.
We didn't last
I
time.
don't think so. That's expensive.
I know. I just want to know who knows that Brent did in the end last night.
The last person who went to sleep was not there.
Which would not be me, so.
But in the morning, he comes in for breakfast.
Is it still oatmeal with raisins?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can enjoy oatmeal with raisins just fine.
You can have lutefisk instead if you want. They have that here.
I could do that.
You're braver than most.
Yeah, but ethnically I'm Norse, so.
Well, that's true. Lutefisk is.
Besides, I might build up a little bit of rep.
What a man.
I may be a city slicker, but I can eat lutefisk.
Alright. Anything to do today? Runs eyeing you cautiously across your oatmeal.
Well, we had talked about going up and looking around at the elf ruins. Are we not going to do that?
I think Runt would be against it. I think if we talk about it and ask, Runt would say, I don't know if I want to give you an opportunity to go.
It would be interesting.
I'm sure it would be interesting to drag me back through the portal.
I remind you, none of us know how to open it.
I'm sure a devil would know how to open it.
So, you think that I'm not Raymond at all, and that I'm some sort of devil who's taken Raymond's place. Is that correct?
Well, when you say it like that, no. That sounds a little far-fetched.
Okay. But what do you
could
think?
I mean, like they talk about, So I guess in terms of fairy tales, I don't know what is culturally appropriate, but one of the kind of common kind of fairy ideas are people in the mirror that look exactly like you, but they're just a little bit different. They have too many teeth, or they don't smile quite right, or their eyes are just a little off, something. They're typically a little bit more malicious and violent.
But they generally have the same skills as the person they're impersonating, right?
They are able to act kind of perfectly, and if you notice them watching you in the mirror, they can trade places with you.
Right. But they still have the same skills as the regular person does, right? None of us can open the portal.
Well, I would assume that inherently they have it.
Okay, then they have better skills than the person they're replacing.
Well, I mean, if
which is not what you just said.
If they're creatures from the other side, then I think they would have the key to open their own house.
Hey, what? That would have saved us a lot of hassle over the last year, don't you think? I mean, why? If that was the case, why wouldn't we just teleport to the big city?
Because it only just happened when we came back.
Why wouldn't we go back up to the gate and just teleport to the big city?
Because the point is...
I have some grand revelation, and the gods have given me the ability to gate, and, just go on from that particular bit of fiction.
I mean, sure, but the point is for them to, again...
No, please go on. What's their end game?
They want to steal all of our teeth, and so, they gotta, lower us into a false sense of security a little bit more.
And what are they going to do with all of your teeth?
I don't know what they do with teeth, but it's probably not good.
I mean, do they make some sort of tooth golem out of all of the teeth?
That's gotta be it. Only a demon would know that.
I don't know, maybe it's their currency.
That would be a fascinating currency, and it would explain a lot about the tooth fairy.
I mean, it's like real monsters. They use toenails as currency.
They trade the random pieces of cloth that they have no use for in exchange for currency. Dusty, you get a gold star for that. Take a hero point out of petty cash.
Can I spend it to stop the imposter that's trying to steal my teeth?
When you find the imposter that actually cares about your teeth, yes. I assure you, I care nothing about your teeth.
They stay where they belong.
I want your fingernails. No.
You got it all wrong. It's fingernails, not teeth.
You were so close.
Yeah, I think Runt has picked up a bit of a flutter.
I think Rent has lost about 20 sand points in all this, but that's a completely separate issue.
I think it's a very related issue. You do too.
So, if I was a demon out to steal your teeth, could I hold this holy symbol?
Probably. Because I don't think that the things that we saw behind the elf portal cared one lick about our religion or our gods. The whole holy symbol thing only really seemed to work on undead, and I don't think that they're undead. But I'm not an expert on that. However, if I was a devil trying to convince people, that's certainly one of those things that I would, try. Wes, you've been awfully quiet in all of this. What are your thoughts about your potential devilness?
I think you just lost it.
Too fetish.
If we were really after your teeth, we would have gotten them by now.
Again, but you've only been after my teeth for 24 hours, so...
Hold kind on Runt.
It's safe.
I'll get the pliers.
37.
What's your power?
My power's 12 right now.
Yeah, it's totally
My
dumb.
power is 16.
Yeah, it's not gonna work, is it?
No. In which case I'll go invisible.
Okay.
Oh,
Now, if I remember correctly, that works on an individual. That's also a power versus power test, isn't it?
I know it's on an individual.
Okay. So, roll another percentile.
Ooh, 75.
Oh, that might not have worked.
It didn't. But you know that Wes has all kinds of powers he can use on you if you want it, right? If I were a demon with Wes's powers, we would have your teeth by now if we wanted them.
I mean, he hasn't even pulled out Lord Sleep yet.
This is certainly making me more agitated and nervous than consoled.
Now, if I was a demon, you wouldn't have made those saves, would you? Because we know that demons are powerful.
Well,
And Wes isn't.
unless you were intentionally trying to lure me into a false sense of security.
Well, if it was a false sense of security, you wouldn't have to make saves.
Or maybe my awareness of your tricks has helped me, stay on guard against that stuff.
Your awareness of a demon's tricks makes them worthless?
Well, like when you're on the defensive, you're usually more prepared to field and defend against something, right?
Well,
When you know attack is coming rather than when it's a surprise.
Sure, I totally agree with that, but a demon? The only demon we fought attacked all of us at once by attacking our souls, so...
Well, no, I mean, the little guys with the horn mask things that we fought.
Oh, sure, yeah, those were kind of like... But I actually don't remember most of that fight.
I unfortunately remember it all too well.
Are we going to check out the ruins, or are we just going to wait for the boat?
Want to go to the ruins? I'm always down for an adventure.
I'm perfectly willing to go into the ruins.
Well, someone has to keep an eye on you, or you'll awaken other evil elven magics or something. I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah, let's go.
so you make your way up to the... Everyone makes a cannon roll.
Basic success.
Not that it matters for a scan, but I basically get to use the higher of the two. Is that how this works?
I don't understand.
Well, I have a scan skill for my Far Horizons character. I have a scan skill for my Elderath character. Which one do I use?
Yeah, the higher of the two.
And that's the higher of the two skill
Yes.
because they have different attributes. Okay.
Wait, different attributes. They should.
Yeah, my stats are different in my Far Horizons characters than they are for my Elderath character.
Oh, right. So yeah.
And again, it doesn't matter in this case, but actually it does matter in this case. I take that back.
But yeah, you'd have to back out the amount that the other stats contributed, so you get the knowledge amount.
The stuff in the yellow box, right?
The stuff in the yellow box.
I think so. That's how I'm looking at it. That sounds right.
So
Good, because that's what I did.
Skills plus the attributes of my Elderath character.
No, the other way. You get, so let's say it's 75, right? Let's say that in our horizons it was contributing 10%, right? So that makes it a 60. So you would compare the 60 to the knowledge, not the, you compare the differential, right? So you also have to subtract out, say, the Elderath had and a contribution of 5, right? So that'd be 45. So instead of going with the 45, you would go with the 60, which you could then apply the attributes in Elderath to.
Okay. In any case, I got a basic success.
Okay.
Same.
Now, yes. But
Oh, I can say
Wes,
basic
I guess that he
success.
also got a success.
all right. No specials. Anybody get special? Specials. Critical. Okay, so you find your so getting up there is a little bit trickier than coming down. The path is not as obvious going up, apparently, but you make your way, and you're there. You see the standing stones. Looking around, you don't see anything obvious, or that actually look well. Okay, yes, there are broken stones, fairly large, strewn about. Clearly, there was some sort of structure here in the path.
So, what sort of stuff we're looking for here?
Just trying to find an architecture skill, and I don't see one. So,
I have mineral lore.
Do you really?
Yeah, when we were like with the dwarf door and the stuff's there, I got a singular check mark in it, so I've got a 14.
Okay.
I've got some mineral lore.
Oh my god, no!
Close. So close.
I mean mine.
Awesome.
Yeah, you,
Oh, look at you.
of course the devil would make theirs.
Only
if
reinforced.
there's one thing devils know, it's rock.
It's their rocks, it's their people, it's their structures.
How well did you make that?
That's 11 out of 20.
Okay, so normal success.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can tell you a few things, I suppose. The rocks are fairly large, suggesting that they were the base of something much larger. For it to have come down and little trace remain suggests that there was a fairly strenuous effort to destroy whatever it was.
Ah.
The rock itself itself looks like granite, but there's something odd about it as well. If it were just granite, there would be some erosion and chipping and so on from the destruction that occurred, which you don't see in this specimen.
I will point all that out.
It's a demon. Obviously a demon.
Like, it was just on the tip of my tongue. And it kind of points out.
Well, it was all blocked by your teeth. See, that's why you don't need them.
Uh-huh. So, what can we learn from this? What can we take from this place?
There'll be no rocks. Wes, I'm curious. If there was a trap door here, or a hidden entrance, where would you put it?
I'd put it under the stairs. Can I use devise to try and figure out what it might look like here?
You right here say you want to use devise, figure out where stairs might be located.
Yes.
You were wrong.
Right here!
We should start digging right here.
Could I use xenopsychology for that?
Well, no, because Eno is alien, in psychology of alien. Not
Elves
alien.
are aliens.
Yes, but that's not. Oh, no. We use psychology to figure out whether an alien put a secret door here.
I'm just trying to figure out how they would think. I mean, there's a difference between where would you put a secret door and can I find a secret door there?
True.
Yeah.
Would comparative culture work?
Okay. Maybe. Certainly give that a shot. And if you want to roll against your xenopsychology, you're more than welcome to do so.
Yeah, well, it's the best I've got because I'm going for illusions out.
Ooh, that's a special.
Okay, and the special was rolled
Comparative culture.
comparative cultures. Okay.
And I got a basic success in xenopsychology, so.
Okay. So on the comparative culture side, the rock formations do not show any obvious sign of tool work, which is suggestive of rather high technological advancement.
Okay.
On the other hand, the pathway to the little rocks, with the little glyphs on them, are made to look sort of, how should we say, rustic or rural or primitive. But you can tell that they are anything but.
Ah, point that out. But just to Raymond.
Interesting. What do you think that means?
I think it means that this was all constructed with capabilities that are not resident here, but attempts were made to look like it was.
Something that was placed here.
Or done with tools that were brought here. You know, it could have been lasered, right?
Right. That's where I was going. Just being more direct about it than I was. All the more interesting. But now, if some futuristic society was going to come out here and construct a portal, a train station, whatever you want to call it,
Or had previously built it. Because I had been on a bug world that had an advanced civilization at one point, but it had collapsed. So there's still these high-tech things
Right.
hanging around.
advanced civilizations all have certain elements, right? They all have a power generator. They all have some sort of waste disposal, and so on and so on. We haven't seen any of those here.
Well, true, but we haven't been everywhere either.
Right, but I'm saying that if that philosophy should guide where we're looking, right?
Yeah,
So, where should we look?
Like I said, right here.
Okay, let's search right here.
It occurs to you, Raymond, that if there was a secret apartment or passage or something, it's probably in a structure of some sort, not open dirt or like a field or something.
Yeah, but we haven't found any structures yet. That's part of the problem.
Well, right, that's true. Okay, let's be right here.
That's why I was asking about trapdoors, because I was thinking about the possibility that it was underground.
Oh, I see.
But I didn't find anything anyway, so.
Alright, so who's digging?
Look at Runt.
Run. We think that this is the entrance. I want you to dig a trench about, and I look like I'm measuring it for a second, 6 feet long, about 6 feet deep, and maybe a yard. Can you do that?
You need to dig so that I'm tired for when you ambush me to take my teeth. I don't think so, bud.
Alright, fine. More importantly, I don't think we have a shovel.
Yeah, probably not.
Ooh. That may be a problem.
So I tell you what, y'all stay here for a second. Right? I'm gonna go. About how far away can I go and still see them?
Well, I don't know, like a tree, I don't know, 60 feet away, 100 feet?
That's what I was trying to about 100 feet. So I'll go about 100 feet away, and then I'll look around.
Okay.
Do I see
no
any-
shovels?
No. But do I see a mound
No.
of brush that could have been
No.
a building at some point in the past?
No. No. Well,
Okay.
okay, sure. Roll a percentile.
Is it a straight percentile?
Yeah. 3 times power.
That's my power. Okay. Nope. No luck for me.
Okay, so looking around, you don't see any mound-like
So I'm gonna do a circle
Okay.
around, and also, since we were talking about the elves, I'll look for structures in the trees.
Okay. You find nothing that
Okay.
would hint or suggest of a structure other than the foundations that had already been pointed out.
Did I find a path other than the one that we took?
No.
I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna sit down on a rock, take a drink of water, and I'm gonna say there's got to be something more to this than we're seeing. What is it?
It does think. I mean, what was this, right? This was where we came out. So this is the connecting point to the gate through the other side, the other world, the other place, the Pale. Where does it go?
Yes. But if you were going to, well, let's put it this way, all right? In the world today, if you built a caravan stop, right? Things grow up around the caravan spot. You know, there's an inn, there's a stable, there's a blacksmith, and so on, right? Why would the elves put was basically the equivalent of a caravan stop here with nothing around it?
I guess no, when you put it like that, that's a really good point.
So where are the things, wherever they are? I mean, they don't have to be right here, but you would think there would be something nearby.
You're saying this while you're sitting on a ruined boulder or foundation, right?
Of the gate itself.
Well, no, of a much larger structure,
Okay.
like, a castle or something, maybe.
I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna walk the inside of that ruin.
Okay.
And
Okay, as best you can make out where it is.
yeah,
All right.
You want to search for that, or
No, go ahead. What are you after here?
I'm basically after one. I'm trying to kind of get a sense of the building itself, where the entrances are, and so on.
That's going to be really hard to assess. There's so little of it left.
Okay. Any random artifact?
No.
A scrap of paper.
Yeah.
I mean, paper I wouldn't expect, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, there's nothing like that.
I wouldn't expect paper. I was expecting more stone.
So, this is like Karnak, right? Walking around Karnak.
Right.
That's several, 2,400 years, I think, something like that. And wondering if there's any artifacts to be found that, but instead of walking on sand and sandstone, you're walking on grass. You see nothing.
Right.
To be clear, what you're after, you would have to excavate for at this point. So you would.
And we don't have the tools for it, and we don't have the time to really go back into town and get tools.
You're talking an archaeological dig with the appropriate trowels, and you'd want to sift dirt, and I mean this is a huge undertaking.
I look over any inspiration before we walk back to town.
Who are you looking at for inspiration?
The rest of the party.
I see. Emerald smiles at you, tongue out.
Shelmar's trying to grasp everything you're talking about. He's shell-shocked, so he kind of looks at you.
I've got to step away for a few minutes, but I'm ready to go back to town. So if you all come up with a great idea, feel free to follow through on it. Otherwise, we spent a good day walking in the woods.
Alrighty.
I'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Okay, so anything else to do here?
So Wes, how old did you think this was?
Well, it's ancient, so who knows? If I had to guess, I'd say pre-Forg time.
And that was a long time ago.
It was.
So, I mean, the chances that, kind of to Raymond's point, if there had been other things around this caravan stop, as he put it, pretty likely there would have been a pick through before we got here.
Probably.
If they're that old.
Not only that, but we know that these are elf ruins, right? And we know that the elves and the lizard men had wars anciently as well, so.
Do we know that these are... How do we know that these are elf ruins?
Isn't that what we...
We have called them elf ruins.
Yes, called them elf ruins, I'm aware of that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, sorry. Don't want to... These are clearly elf ruins, they must be.
Was that something that came out of his study of the stones?
No.
No.
So there's no indication that they're not elf ruins.
That is absolutely correct. There's no indication that they are not elf ruins.
Well, assuming they're elf ruins, we do know that anciently the elves and lizardmen had wars. In which case, whoever lost, obviously the elves in this case, that it would have been ransacked at the time.
Yeah.
And then, civilizations, they always pick up all the pieces left over from the previous generation, right?
So if this was all broken,
Destroyed.
but it still worked for us to come through?
Magic.
And it would still work for opening on this side? I mean, clearly they had to, because Thurman went home, right?
Well,
He didn't use
the elf brought us home. Right?
Yeah.
Since the elf actually came through, did we go through the ruins when he took us back?
It looks very much the same there.
So it's possible that it worked as a tool for him, or at least as a focus for his own power.
But if they were demons, why didn't the elf kill him?
Was that elf in on that?
That's right! The elf brought us back. The elf would have killed us if we were demons. Don't you think?
I mean, honestly, the kind of putzing around that we've been doing here today has been the largest compelling argument that you are who you say you are.
What demon in its right mind would bother with all of this? That's your thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Great. Okay, so what are we gonna do?
So is there anything here worth, like, taking with us? Is there anything worth
Those little
something as a
stones?
reminder or study of
Yeah,
this?
the little stones with the glyphs on them. Those are, that's a portal. Take it with you. You could set it up somewhere else and use it.
So the glyphs are in Elvish, right?
They look kind of like Elvish.
Okay. Can I try to read them?
Roll.
I can try.
Right. Yeah, they're so they're not okay. So they're not Norse type runes. They have characteristics that are kind of elvish, but it's not like, let's say Quenya or Sin he's probably thinking, okay, well, it must be black speech. No, it is not. Not that you would know the difference necessarily, but they look angrier somehow.
I was going to ask you if it was Kazinti. What are you talking about?
Hey, you leave them people alone.
Oh my God.
Yes, but I could read Kazinti.
It is not Kazinti. It is clearly a language. Wes,
Yes.
roll percentile. Roll percentile.
Oh, no.
Automatic failure. I mean, that's too bad. Okay. So, yeah, no, nobody has a clue what the... I mean, okay, so, yes, they're obviously glyphs. They're runes of power of some sort. But, yeah, what language, what do these mean? Nobody knows. Although, having said that, you do know that certain glyphs, I mean, you've been looking for where's the power source. Well, maybe the runes carry the power. Maybe the stones and the arrangement of the stone have something to do with the activation of the gate.
Like in the prison underneath the moat house?
Exactly.
Ah.
You might recall that Thurmond waited at night for a specific time when you then went through. So, maybe there's a combination of things that have to occur or be in alignment for the gate to work.
So there's a bus schedule.
Exactly. That's it. It's a bus schedule. Where you want to go depends on wind. And what bus you get on. Or like Wes said, it's magic.
Well, like I said, I've accomplished my purpose today.
Wes is going to make copies of these runes in his book.
Okie dokie. We've got time for that, I'm sure. Oh.
Okay.
Are you writing in your journal in Corellian now so no one can read it?
Ah.
He's got another language for that.
Well, he's got another language if he really wants no one to read.
There's probably some notes in Carillion that have to deal with things that can only be referenced in Carillion.
That's true. There isn't a common for craft belt.
No.
Or xenopsychology.
Xeno? What's a Xeno? That's awesome. Okay, so, yeah, you spent a pleasant evening at the ancient Elven ruins. They must be Elven.
That's right. Well, they're elvish looking.
Yes, that's the dead giveaway. Elven ruins with a stone fortification.
Carved with laser printing.
That's right. That's right.
Everyone knows that elves.
High-tech space elves.
That would be
Okay.
the part.
The Elven yes, indeed. Okay, so we make our way back to Dun Easton.
Yep, apparently.
All right.
Yep. Runs feels better and is more talkative on the walk back.
Apparently, I don't know if you were here for that, Raymond, but Runt seems to have come to the conclusion that no demon go up to the ruins here.
I was there for that.
Okay, good. Thought that was a particularly salient moment. Okay.
And given that my objective was to give Runt something to do today, I'm okay with this.
I don't know. I think he should start the excavation.
I just want to make sure he wasn't like stealing from the townspeople or otherwise getting in trouble.
Oh, there is
that was on the agenda.
I know.
You know him so well.
Idle hands are Ford's playground.
Okay, you make your way back to the village. So, roll an encounter. And it is 7 o'clock. I would really love to give you a cliffhanger right now. But I have a few things I have to think through. So, yes, you're making your way down off the mountain when big letters appear, WIP, and a little pause button.
Well, man, we have to buy the DLC for this?
Yes, yes you do. You have to buy the DLC. Yeah, but it's on special. So, yeah, there's that. Yes, work in progress.
I can't believe the DLC gated the skybox.
Yes.
So 2 weeks from today?
2 weeks.
Alrighty then.
Also, I do think that with respect to the characters, the progress that has been made by a skill that is lower than one or the other could have some contribution to the higher skill. How exactly and how much I'm not sure yet, but it feels like it's not fair to just, those percentages, so to speak. So maybe not. I don't think it sort of should all just simply be added, but maybe aggregated in some way. But
Okay.
I have to think through how to make that work in a meaningful way. Okay, so right. Any questions? Everybody okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on to your teeth, Runt.
I mean, it's another week where I still got them.
I think you should develop a fetish against plier, in particular. Or maybe a phobia or a fear of pliers. Or blacksmith. What does a blacksmith use to crack teeth? Because that's where you would go to get it.
It'd probably be the tongs.
No,
Yeah,
you go to the barber.
the harbor? Barber.
Barber.
The barber. Okay.
In the Wild West, the barber was the dentist.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, but he doesn't have big nasty tongs. I'm sure he doesn't go to the blacksmiths. They got big metal tongs.
I mean, this is your world. You can have people go wherever you want, but
Yep.
historically, you went to the barber.
Yeah, well,
A little
Anyway.
a haircut, a tooth polish and some bloodletting.
Yep, all in the same place.
All the same thing. Got a bag of leeches right here. All right, 2 weeks. Night, everybody.
2 weeks. Night.